you've heard of.
Welcome to Bands You've Never Heard Of, the podcast you can trust to find great bands that will have you asking yourself, why haven't I heard of them yet? I'm JR, and I spend my free time scouring the internet for unknown bands that move me, and then I introduce them to my co-host Gary. He's never heard them before now, and neither have you. Gary, how you doing today?
I'm always stoked for a band you've never heard of, man.
This is the third episode of this brand new podcast, Bands You've Never Heard Of. What you may or may not know is that this show started off as a small segment on our other podcast called Small Things Considered. And what you are going to hear today is an update on the very first Bands You've Never Heard Of segment that we ever did back in November of 2024.
You didn't tell me that.
Yes, sir.
This is going to be short.
It's going to be fresh for you either way. So good. Today's band you've never heard of is called Cowboy Destroy. And here's what you need to know before we get started. Cowboy Destroy is from Texas, living in Los Angeles. Folk stories with garage grooves. We call it slop pop. Are you ready for jokes with a dash of darkness? Then ride shotgun on this psychedelic trip of queer, empowering garage rock, specializing in songs about sex, drugs, and broken hearts. Come see us live in LA.
Nails it.
It's a pretty good bio, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's got all the, we judge these bands on their bios, and it's got the data that we need, but it also has the spark.
It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. It tells you who they are. It doesn't read like an encyclopedia of facts. It's good. It's really an effective bio.
Yeah, it's got some juice.
So we're
but it's not overly. It's not overly juiced.
No, 2 thumbs up on the bio, right?
2 thumbs up. Yeah,
good, because that's one thing we didn't do in our first episode.
Oh, we didn't. That's right.
That
didn't happen till we decided to do this.
So tonight,
and came up with rules.
On this episode, we are going to rate their name, rate their bio. You just heard that. We're going to rate their videos and their social media presence. We didn't do any of that the first time they were featured. We are also going to play you that original segment that we recorded back in November in its entirety here in just a few minutes. And then when we're done playing that, Gary and I are going to come back. We're going to wrap this thing up. I've got some additional updates, new news about Cowboy Destroy that we are going to share with you. We're going to rate all their stuff, and then we're gonna turn the mics off and we're gonna go watch TV. And in a few weeks, Cowboy Destroy is going to join us for a Zoom call or a Google Meet call, and we will interview them live on camera from LA with us here in Virginia, and that will be part 2, the second episode in this Part 1, Part 2 series of Bands You've Never Heard Of featuring Cowboy Destroy. What do you think about the new format, Gary?
Oh, the 2-parters?
Yeah.
We talked about that, and I've seen it before. I actually subscribe to one that does a 2-parter, and I just wait until the end of the month and get both parts. So
I have a feeling that I have a feeling that when people see a 2-hour podcast, which is episode 1 and episode 2 are both roughly 2 hours, they look at that and go, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, but it also people are like, well, but what if they leave me on a cliffhanger? Or, it can go either way, man. It can go either way. We'll just have to find out. I think our best shot would be to hone them into an hour and keep on trucking.
That's the goal. Each episode should be an hour or less in a perfect world, which we have failed miserably at that on our other podcasts. So we're going to really try hard on this one.
Those podcasts were very far from a perfect world, man.
So before we get into the earlier recording of our discussion of Cowboy Destroy, I want to let you know all of the bands featured on Bands You've Never Heard Of, including the old segments from the old show. All of the band's music is all together in one playlist on Spotify. It's the Bands You've Never Heard Of official playlist, and there will be a link to it in the show notes, so you will be able to find that easily. And check out all of the music from all of these bands. So, which means, spoiler alert, by the way, you might know of some bands that will be featured as segments on this show in the coming months.
But also, by the time this is out, you'll be able to just go and check it out all at one spot. And that is BYNHOPod.com.
I know you love saying BYNHOPod. I can
I
see
do
it on
love-
your face. It's
Yes,
BYNHO, bands you've never heard of, pod, BYNHOPod.
.com.
Hell yeah.
I just want to do. I just love the .com part because that means I get to have fun.
So we've got a website coming. Is there going to be there's going to be like links? There's going to be
There'll be links hither, thither, and yon, man.
you can just play the show right there on that website.
Play the
right?
show. You can play the video. You'll be able to play the band's videos. You'll be able to go to their Spotify. But why? We'll have their songs right there. You won't have to get off of the site ever. Just let it come to you.
Let it be your home for new
Yes.
music you've never heard of. That is pretty freaking great.
That's pretty freaking great.
Are we going to have merch available at some point?
We already got merch.
Hell yes.
I mean, it's not available yet, but we have merch, and
Merch.
it's coming
Merch is on its
very
way.
soon.
And we're going to continue to play around with the format some. I have a feeling Gary wants to introduce me to a band, which is something we've never done on this show before. Is that
know,
true?
that'll
is
be
that,
fun.
Is that going to happen at some point?
That's going to happen at some point. We're gonna give this a little bit for a while, and then I'm going to bring some bands to JR, and I think that will be an interesting thing because I kind of know what JR likes. The bands that I'm bringing might not be that for him. I don't know.
I can't wait to react. I can't
Because
wait to
I
be on
know
the
I
other
know
side
what
of
he
this
likes.
equation.
I really know what he likes.
I can't wait to be on the other side of this equation. It's going to be
Yeah,
fun.
it's gonna be fun.
All right, so let's get right into it. What you are about to hear is the discussion, me introducing Gary to Cowboy Destroy back in November. That's going to last for about 18 minutes, and then Gary and I will be back live to give you some updates on Cowboy Destroy.
What's going to happen to the video while they're listening to the other folks? I mean,
That's
to us going on and on and on.
That's a great question. I'll figure that out in post.
Have fun, ladies and gentlemen.
I've got an idea for a new segment that could become like a segment we do each episode. And I'm going to introduce, I literally thought of this 10 minutes before we cracked the mics open. So here's the first, and I don't know, maybe the first of many, maybe the first and the last segment that I am calling. I'm calling this segment Bands You've Never Heard of.
You've heard of.
Oh, do we get a cool sound effect?
Ooh, yeah, I'll make one.
Absolutely.
There will have been one by the time people listen to this. Yes. And my idea here is that I'm going to go on Spotify and find bands that have very few plays of their songs. And so exactly what those parameters are, I don't have figured out yet. For now, I'm just using like below 100,000, maybe less than that, right? Like in the thousands. We haven't cracked, big digits yet. So indie bands most people have never heard of, clearly, based on how many plays their songs have. And I found it's not hard to find those bands on Spotify. There's plenty of them.
Supposedly, it's like 97% of the
Right,
of the music
exactly.
on Spotify. Yeah, the algorithms are getting worse and worse and worse, and pushing everyone only to the established artists, pushing people away from the indie bands completely and utterly.
So I'm going to introduce you and our audience to bands. And this segment doesn't have to take a long time. I'd like to name the band. I want to read their bio, their description on Spotify, and play one or two of their songs. And we can chat about what we like, what we don't like, and move on. One criteria that has to make sense here is that I'm going to listen to the songs ahead of time, and if they're shit, I'm not putting them on. It's got to move
Thank you.
me. It's got to move me in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, these should be recommended bands.
That's right.
Not
This should be considered a recommendation. Like, hey, check these guys out. They're doing some cool stuff. I rejected the first two bands I tried. They were not great. But I did land on a band called Cowboy Destroy. Confirm for me that you've never heard of them.
I have never heard of them
Sweet.
as of this point.
They currently have 1,356 followers on Spotify, 142 monthly listeners, and their bio reads like this. From Texas, living in Los Angeles. Folk stories with garage grooves. We call it Slop Pop. Are you ready for jokes with a dash of darkness? Then ride shotgun on this psychedelic trip of queer, empowering garage rock, specializing in songs about sex, drugs, and broken hearts. Come see us live in L.A. That's a pretty good bio, and I did not pre-read that. I did not know what all that was going to say. So I'm pretty excited about that, actually.
Pretty much clues us in to what the band is. Now I'm intrigued to hear the music.
All right, let's see
how much Texas is in this music. Oh, nice hair.
Yeah, 4-piece band. A dude with some hell of a great head of hair.
Ginormous hair. I like that. Yeah,
and
we're always jealous of that.
And two other people that they kind of appear as female, but based on their description, maybe not. And a tall white dude. So. Not that any of that matters. But I'm going to play you my favorite song out of their top 5. And it's not the one with the most plays. The song I liked the best seems to be their newest release. And it is called Best Friend Kissing Me.
Up with my best friend kissing me. I pushed her off, but she said she's in love with me. I told my wifey in the back of the taxi that I woke up with my best friend kissing me. Oh, it's my fault, the show. It's my fault, the show.
I'm not a big fan of bands that use the Bo Diddley beat. Having worked with Bo Diddley and him, threatening immediate dismissal if anyone breaks into the Bo Diddley beat, I've taken that through the rest of my life, and it. I mean, it's not that I hate it or anything. I just think it's cheap. It's like because people get into it. It's a great beat, but it's cliche. But I did like when everything kicked in. I'm trying to think. I was trying to put together what it was. It was somewhat reminiscent of the Replacements a little bit. I think I might be reaching a little bit because that's just the first thing that popped in my brain. But the Bo Diddley beat definitely did not impress.
All right, let's try another song, see if we can impress you. I'm going to go with Easy Peasy. I liked this one when I listened to it earlier. Here we go. Oh, wait, let me turn the volume back up. There it is.
Well, it's so high, I wanna cool it for you. Hit at the spot, no need to school it for you. I just wanna tell you that I really wanna steal your heart. Well, it's a swear, I wanna drive it for you. Oh, it's a bear, let me ride it for you. I just wanna tell you that I don't wanna tear your heart. I made you smile, well it's so easy for me. I made you wild, well it's so easy.
Easy Peasy from Cowboy Destroy. Thoughts on that one?
That's a whole nother bucket right there. That was just awesome and original. I love the distorted lo-fi bass. I mean, the whole thing was fairly lo-fi. and just dirty but slinky. And I would love to see a video for that. That would make that's a great video song. It'd also be a great movie sync song. I mean, I could definitely see a montage going over that song.
It would fit nicely into a modern, like, Quentin Tarantino movie or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, that was a whole nother thing. There was nothing cheap about that song. I love it.
All right. I loved the drum beat in that song. That was super groovy, really nice hi-hat work, and it was a minimalist sort of a drum beat, but it was also very complex at the same time. I really dug that. I don't know that I could replicate it, but it sounded pretty cool.
Yeah, you have a hard time with minimalism.
I do.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to finish this segment up with you get to choose. There are 10 songs on the screen. They're top 10, simply based on the title. Here's what you have to choose from top to bottom. It's not in the order of the most plays, so it's whatever algorithm Spotify uses to rank their top 10 songs. But here's the order on Spotify. Number 1 is Dirty. 2 is Only a Mother. 3 is Bang Your Friends. 4 we already listened to, Best Friend Kissing Me. Number 5 is Damned. We already heard Easy Peasy. 7 is Aunt Rose. 8 is Married Mercy. 9 is Sex and Weed. 10 is Can't Breathe. Pick one, and we'll listen to it.
I want Can't Breathe. That one just popped out at me. I didn't even notice that it was one of the lower plays on the roll, but I think that'll give us a good idea of...
You didn't take the Sex and Weed bait, huh? You're going for something a little bit more dark.
Well, it happened, it just so happens that as I'm getting over... whatever it is I have, which by the way, Kevin McNulty now has, even though I didn't go down there. And not being able to breathe has been on my mind quite a bit for the past month. So I think that's what really drew me to that song.
All right, here we go. This is Can't Breathe by Cowboy Destroy.
Buddy can't breathe with your knee on his neck. He can't breathe with your knee on his neck. And he can't breathe with your knee on his neck.
I kind of don't want to turn it down.
That should be... They need to fix the beginning. The beginning is horrible. They're neither the drums nor the bass is on beat. But once this song needs to be done properly by them and released in a major way, because that has a hell of a message and it needs to be out. It's about George Floyd.
Yeah, clearly. And I mean, I'm just kind of getting chills with it. The chorus, he can't breathe with your knee on his neck. That's powerful stuff. It's pretty direct. It's pretty clear who they're targeting with this song. I'm 50-50 on the sort of lo-fi aspect of it. That lo-fi vocals, I don't know. It works in some songs. I generally prefer clear vocals rather than the lo-fi stuff.
Well, it's every song, so that seems to be their thing. That's their genre. And that's what they like doing. I like it. I like it in smaller doses more than anything. But what I don't like is the drums and the bass playing in two different time signatures, neither one of them the proper one.
That is what I was having a problem with.
Okay, I got to hear that again, because as the drummer, I didn't pick up on that. I was really just grooving with it, and I didn't mind whatever it is that I was hearing. But I'm going to start the song over and play just a little bit because I want to hear what you're talking about. Here we go.
It might have been the lag. I don't know, but it.
That is possible.
What I was hearing was not in time.
I'll be listening for it now. All right, here we go. I'm still not hearing it. I'm hoping it was the lag. Did it sound any better?
I think
or
it
different
was
for you?
because it did sound a little better that time. It had to have been the lag. So please strike my other conversation from the records, Judge.
Cool. You want me to go back and edit that out? Or
No,
All
no.
right, we'll leave it in.
It was the lag because other people might experience the same thing and get the same thing because it is definitely lo-fi. I mean, it was. So there's no telling what kind of shape that copy of that the song is in, even on Spotify. So
Right.
but it was it still wasn't like in the pocket, let's say. But it was definitely not it wasn't the holy mess that I was listening to the first round.
Good. Well, that does it. That concludes the first ever Bands You've Never Heard Of segment.
You've
Will this be a repeating segment, Gary? Did you think this
Absolutely.
was good? I thoroughly enjoyed what we just did, and I would
Yes.
love to do it again. So,
Absolutely.
all right, we're back. We're back live now.
What'd you think? That was pretty crazy for just the first time ever, man. But we also kept it to 18 minutes.
That's true. It was not a 2-hour podcast at that time. It was 20 minutes or less for the most part, and we're trying our best to do that now.
Yes.
But I do have some updates for you, and we're going to push the limits of our own self-imposed time restriction on this first episode, because we're already, now with that 20-minute segment, we're already about 30 minutes in. So we don't have much time left. I would like to update you on a few things. In that segment, I told you that at that time, Cowboy Destroy had 1,356 followers on YouTube. Did that number go up or down since then, Gary?
Oh, it would have to go up. I mean,
You would think it would have gone up.
oh no.
But it didn't. It went down. I was shocked to see this. They lost 26 followers. I hope that's not because of us, but who knows?
Well, no, the people that we talked to, they'd never heard of him before, so
Right.
they wouldn't have already been followers.
They weren't already followers. Exactly.
It was probably
Now,
it was probably the spam bots that got knocked off. I mean,
so here's a better number. At that time, they had 142 monthly listeners. Right. That doesn't necessarily equate to people that clicked the follow button. That's people that are listening to the music. On a
that's
regular basis.
the fans.
And they gained 50 of those. They're
that's
now,
cool.
Up to 192 monthly listeners. So they're moving in the right direction. We played 3 songs in that segment. Best Friend Kissing Me, which you didn't love the Bo Diddley beat, but you liked it when everybody kicked in and you compared it to the Replacements. And then I played Easy Peasy, which you said was awesome. It was original. You loved the lo-fi, dirty, clinky sound. And then you said, but I would love to see a video.
You got a video now.
I guess, well, yeah, I do.
Duh. I
And
like
I
it.
am ready to share it with you, my friend.
Let's do it.
Let's get the screen share happening.
Slap
here.
that buzzard on there, man.
And we're going right there, and I'm going to click that button, and I'm going to click that button,
Ooh.
and
Ooh, look at that. Now we're a trio.
there we go. So now, this is Easy Peasy by Cowboy Destroy. I'm not going to be playing the entire song for you. I am going to let Gary see enough of the video to really get a feel for it, and we'll be right back. This is Easy Peasy by Cowboy Destroy.
let me write it for you. I just wanna tell you that I don't wanna tell you how. I made you smile, well it's so easy for me. I made you wild, well it's so sleepy. I just wanna tell you that I don't wanna share your heart.
I'm going to skip to the end in the interest of time. And what is that she's holding there at the end?
In right now, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'll back it up a few seconds. Right there. What is that?
It looks like a light meter.
Oh, interesting. Light meter. This video seems like a love letter to her girlfriend.
Yeah, but we had this discussion a couple of weeks ago about what is psychedelic, and I think what we have is the definition. Because that was some psychedelic stuff. Because that's what I liked about the song, and that's why I want to see. I want to see what they did with it visually. And honestly, they did everything visually that I would want to accompany that song. I mean, yes, it's a love letter to her girlfriend, but that's secondary to just. I don't want to say it, a wonderful drug-induced thing, because you really don't even need it. I'm not doing drugs at the moment, but man, I was enraptured. It just drew me in. Just the imagery was awesome.
Also on the show, you heard us talk about their song "Can't Breathe," which is clearly about George Floyd. Came out 4 years ago, probably written right after all of that shit happened. And we didn't. I mean, the video was out. I hadn't been smart enough to go look for videos at that point in doing bands you've never heard of. But I have watched the video now, and you don't need to watch the entire thing to get the gist of what's going on here. But it takes on more power when you watch this one as well. So I'm going to show Gary. I'm going to cut it short for you at home because you've already heard most of "Can't Breathe," and we're going to watch the video and see what's going on. This is "Can't Breathe" by Cowboy Destroy. I think that's enough to get the point. What are you feeling?
I really like the close up, live, playing the music video for this song. I think they could have done. I think they could have gone full on with it. I really do. I think they could have gotten the real imagery. I mean, I like the song is imagery and is plenty of imagery, but I mean, you know me. If you're going to go for it, go for the whole thing. Don't, let's just beat this into people's heads that this
I think
is
this minimalist approach works for me, especially when she opens her eyes and stares right into your soul and makes you think about.
like I said, I like it, but it doesn't have to be the whole thing. But just like kind of like that we did with People, we interspersed the Nazis and stuff into it. I think that would make it. I think that would hammer it home just that much more, just a little bit more. Did love it though, because I mean, the way the sonically it fit too with with what they're doing. Yeah. I just want more. I just these guys are obviously doing stuff like we do, and for
except
me,
like 20 times better than we're doing. And when I say better, I don't mean like they're better musicians. I don't mean that. I mean they're executing better on getting their stuff out there in a compelling way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm shocked that more people are not watching. These videos have a couple hundred views each, with a few exceptions.
Yeah, I know.
These things should be viewed by thousands of people, millions of people. The music is that good. These guys are. This band is interesting to watch. They've clearly got an artistic vision happening, and they're compelling. I'm gonna breeze through a few more of these videos to get to the my favorite one, which will be the last one we watch.
Remember, we're trying to keep.
I know.
This.
I'm trying to go quick. Don't slow me down. This is the video for "Keeps the Candy Tight," and the beginning of this video is all you really need to see. And I forget, you guys are watching at home if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify, so you're seeing the video as well. Here's "Keeps the Candy Tight," the video for just a little bit. That's legitimately all you need to see. The guy is flying a drone around the band as they're doing various things in this park, playing music in the park, doing that kind of stuff. And it's a bunch of really cool drone shots. And the song is lo-fi, and the video is also clearly lo-fi'd up as well.
Yeah.
So it's effective in my opinion. Pretty cool video.
Yeah, and I made that. I'm pretty sure I made that comment during the original thing. That's one of the things I love about these guys. They're just lo-fi. I mean, it's just they're on purpose. This is not because of because they couldn't can't afford to be hi-fi. They have a sound, and they just go for it and do it. And it's not going to make them the most. They're not going to become pop stars, because we know that the algorithm is not going to take a song that's all lo-fi and make it into a huge set, a huge thing. But I'll take this over flip-flopping back and forth a lot.
You mentioned when we interviewed Hassan and the Unseen, you mentioned the accent walls that they were using to contrast the clean stuff versus the lo-fi stuff, whereas these guys are just full force, in your face, lo-fi. That's what we are. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I love that. Love it.
I want to play all these videos for you. Damn it, I can't. We got a time thing.
We got to move on.
I'm just going to move on to probably their best video. All right, this is the video for Cowboy Destroy playing "Bang Your Friends."
Oh, I love it already.
We're going to watch all 2 minutes of this one, everybody.
But I don't wanna bang you.
I have nothing to say.
I have stumbled upon that one yesterday, and I have been smiling ever since, thinking about playing that video for you and all of our listeners.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love how much fun Cowboy Destroy is having doing what they do.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. It does make me want to get to work on the videos that we have shot that I have not done enough with. I've got them kind of edited, but come on. We also we're not going to spend a lot of time looking through all of this stuff, but you do need to know that these guys have a pretty great TikTok channel going as well. With a ton of stuff, and I do want to play you one. They did a TikTok where they were playing a song by Radiohead and singing whatever people posted in the live video comment feed. And so this video is like a minute long. Here you go.
My herpes is flaring up. One ring to rule them all. Have a beast Tacos, that's what she said. You shall not pass. You shall not pass. I'm just a little creep. I'm just a little creep. And guacamole's extra. And I have hemorrhoids.
So there you go.
Well, those lyrics made almost as much sense as the actual lyrics to the song.
Long story short, they've got a great TikTok. They post regularly. It's mostly her, but it's some live performances, and you really get a feel. They're kind of like Hassan and the Unseen. They're another band that really makes me want to go to L.A. just to get to see these guys play live because it seems like a lot of fun.
Or bring them here. I think that would even be better because we'd be seeing them with their normal people. I want to see them, but I want to introduce more people to them.
Yeah. We
need to try to do that.
So this is Cowboy Destroy. This is what we think of them. We are going to end this show now and prepare some really compelling questions. It seems like they do a lot of interviews and stuff. I found descriptions about them in magazines and stuff. They've answered a lot of the questions that we have asked previous bands. So we're going to have to do our homework and come up with questions that they haven't heard before. Our goal is to surprise them with our questions, and that's not going to be easy with this band because they've heard a lot before.
Ye of little faith.
And now that you are listening to this, this will drop a week or two before we record with Cowboy Destroy. So if there are questions you want us to ask them, send them our way. BYNHOPod@gmail.com. BYNHOPod@gmail.com. Send us your thoughts. You can also post in the Ranchan Records stable of podcasts if you have thoughts there. Post them
or
up.
Or go to BYNHOPod.com and hit the contact us, man.
Yes.
That's going to be the main source of getting directly to us.
It is my true and sincere hope that the folks over there at Cowboy Destroy, who they told me have listened to the original segment we did, I hope they listen to this updated version and are willing and still willing and able to answer our questions.
No, I am stoked to come up with questions that they've never answered before.
There we go. That's the job. So we've got a few weeks.
Like how many hectares in an acre?
I like it. So please come back for part 2. It'll be coming at you in a few weeks after we've had a chance to talk live on Google Meet with Cowboy Destroy. Can't wait to do it. Can't wait for you to hear that. And so that's kind of it for part 1.
Bands you never heard of. is a Ranch Hand Records production.
As you know by now, it's hosted by me, J.R. Stoffel, and by him, Gary Hawthorne. We are two friends, founding members of another band you've never heard of. It's called To Be Fair. Find out more about our music at tobefair.com.
Bands You've Never Heard Of is written by JR and reacted to by me.
I do reach out to these bands ahead of time, and I do get their permission to play their music, more than just fair use type plays on this show. And so thank you, Cowboy Destroy, for letting us play your songs.
The bands featured on Bands You Never Heard Of have no more than 100,000 plays of any of their songs on Spotify or YouTube.
And that is still true. Despite the episode coming out all the way back in November, we haven't generated enough interest for this band. We have more work to do. If you know of or are in a band that nobody's ever heard of and you think we should feature them, let us know. BYNHOPod.com. Contact us, BYNHOPod@gmail.com. Let us know about these bands.
To hear what JR has to say about anything and everything, he has another podcast which may or may not come out on any given week.
I'm going all in on this podcast. When people say, hey, "Oh, you have a podcast?"
So just ignore that completely.
When people
Three
say,
Things
"Oh,
with JR is dead."
When people say, "Oh, you have a podcast," I don't want to say, "Yeah, I have 4 podcasts." I want to say, "Yes, Bands You've Never Heard Of is my podcast." So do that. And if you want to listen to Gary, he has a podcast. That's
I do
where
have
he
a
rants
podcast.
about whatever's pissing him off right now. Currently, it's corporations. Check out his podcast. Gary goes on and on and on.
Bands You Never Heard Of came from another podcast called Small Things to Consider, which in the earlier podcast that we recorded tonight, we disassembled.
That was our last
Disassemble.
episode. It's over.
Disassemble.
It's over, Dad.
Johnny 5.
We realize that we do too many podcasts.
And so that's why we disassembled.
Disassemble.
Disassemble.
I also do one for work. I mean, if you want to listen to that, it's called Crutchfield the Podcast. It's pretty good, too.
And he's also got a YouTube channel. What is it about you? Where he interviews interesting people in public.
That I will also be updating whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
It's not over, but it's not getting the attention that this show is getting. Which does not leave us a ton of time to play music, but we do have some things coming up. Go to tobefair.com for dates.
These end credits have grown as long as all of our podcasts.
Yeah, and it's probably time to just play the song and end this thing. I think we're coming in at under an hour. If I've done my editing properly, this show is less than an hour long, and you are still listening. And we want to thank you, everybody, for listening all the way to the end. Keep going.
Thank you, thank you.
We love you. Peace out.
Love you.
everybody.
Rock on.
All right, that's done. What's next?